Punk unicorns, we're here to stay, living our lives in our own way. Mama K and Nikki B, we're here to slay, tearing down walls we don't play. Gay man, be a woman, we're all one. Eccentric and wild, we're never done. Garage gods of filth and blasphemy. We're the punk unicorn family. Give us a hug, we'll give you a laugh. It's the Punk Unicorns Podcast. Mama K and Nikki B, we're a blast. Join us and you'll have a blast.
But
I know you were jamming, weren't you?
Yes.
We was jamming too to our song, like yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. We missed you guys last week.
Yes, my uncle passed away, the head of our family, and you're like, damn, Kathy, again? Yes.
And we also had a swingers convention to go to in Indianapolis.
Yeah, and I ain't been able to walk for 4 days.
Girl, I know that's right. I've never seen you ride a pole like that before.
You know, it's like riding a horse. Once you get off the pole and you get back on it,
it's like you were never off.
It's like you were never off. You know, you're just a little bit more long in the tooth, a little gray in the temple. That's it. That's it. And even the young bucks go for that.
So how was your week other than that?
It was wonderful. My balloon project worked out wonderfully, and it was a gender reveal.
So you've been blowing a lot.
I've been blowing a lot. Well, I've been holding things while other instruments blow for me.
Ooh, that's kind of hot.
It is.
You're like a fleshlight attendant?
That's a wonderful way to put it. Almost exactly.
That's kind of cool.
The only thing that doesn't add up is the flesh part. Everything else is absolutely accurate. It absolutely is accurate. So, my niece Mackenzie is pregnant, and we did her gender reveal over the weekend. And the balloon that I did there was a clear balloon, and I did have like a grayish balloon, but it ended up popping, and we could not for the life of it. And the grayish balloon went with the color scheme. We couldn't find a gray balloon anywhere, and I wanted to make sure that you couldn't see through it. So I just told my husband, I was like, run to the Wally World and get me a black balloon.
Since that's your only place to get
right.
things like that.
And because I knew that theirs wasn't going to... Calm down, Vera.
Oh, quarter.
So,
you did that so much better than me. I'm jealous.
We got the balloon at Walmart, and I stuffed that balloon with said gender
How do you
colored
stuff
things.
it? Is it like a weird, alien portal you have to stick your hand up through while the balloon...
You know, you're just hitting the nail on the head left and right today, aren't you, Metaphoric Michael? Look, there are machines, right? And they almost look like two punch bowls on top of the other.
Okay, that's kind of what I was envisioning
that
in my head.
That you can put the balloon in, and it takes like the negative air out of it, like a pump wise, and it'll expand it that way, and you can just dump your shit, whatever you want in there. That's wonderful. However, the cheapest one of those I've found is over $80. And they can go to upwards of like $400. And here in my mind, I'm like, all it is negative suction.
Well, maybe you could have like a...
And the butch lesbian man in me is like, I can make one of these my damn self.
I feel like we could make one if we took one of those like industrial things that they use when your house floods to like dry shit.
The shop vac.
Yeah, we could take that.
Well, we didn't even need that.
Buy those
that
things they put in coochies to spread them apart. And
speculums?
Yeah, you could use the speculum.
Why didn't I think of a fucking speculum?
To hold the balloon lip apart. I mean, like, seriously, something like
that. He is just...
Not exactly, but you know what I mean, like some...
Purchase... Well, no, here's the funny part about that. Purchase
Is a speculum cheap?
A vaginal speculum for big pussy women.
A horse one. Because you know they, or a cow one, because you know they inseminate the cows most of the times without the bulls.
Well, there is actually a utensil that you can use, and it almost looks like a
Artificial butthole.
depends on how you look at it. It almost looks like a tennis racket that you squeeze it and it expands. You like put the little lips of the balloon
I've
around it
seen
and you
that.
squeeze it and they expand, and then you put it on the apparatus and then
Like a gigantic hood.
yes.
Oh.
So if I make my own, this would be a perfect replacement to that
part of it.
and just use. People be like, why do you have that? Are you into some kinky shit? No, bitch, I'm into stuffing balloons, not bitches.
And they'd be like, oh, you call it stuffing balloons now.
I was like, what y'all calling it? But yeah, so we had this gender reveal, and I posted the video on TikTok, and
What is
everybody's
it?
like, it's a girl.
Oh, it's a girl, okay.
And here's the thing. So, firstly, it was only supposed to be me that knew what the gender was. Like, that was the deal. And then she ends up getting the text message, and she's like, oh, I'm at a friend's house. I had to look, Aunt Kathy. I'm so sorry. By the time we got to the actual gender reveal day, I'm not sure there was one person there that didn't already know what the fucking gender was.
That would make me a little salty to do.
I about whooped her ass. She's got a big fucking mouth, that one. Damn it, Mackenzie. So anyway,
Ruined Christmas for everyone.
everyone.
For everyone in North America.
Damn it. So,
God.
and then the weather was supposed to be, like, we knew it was going to be cold, but we didn't think it was going to be like 900 mile an hour winds. And
I know that's right.
we were in a shelter house. Like, there was no walls. No walls, okay? So we had to figure out how to make this work, which it didn't. And we just basically had Dad hold it while Mom popped the balloon. They popped the balloon, and we were like, oh, it's a girl. And then the balloon that was inside was like black, and I was like, and it might be black. We don't know yet.
That's hot. That's
So
hot.
everybody thought that was quite funny. And then we got the F up out of there, because I even told them, like, look, we had like the little event on Facebook, and I posted in there, at 3:30, this fucking balloon's getting popped. If you ain't here, I feel sorry for you. Watch the video, upload it later, because we out. Peace. If you will excuse me for a moment, we'll let Nick talk about people at Walmart. And I'll go tell my son to shut the fuck up.
So, this week, I don't know if it was this week, but I read an article last night where this woman who works at Walmart, she's super tall. She's like 6'4", okay? Born woman, like, she is absolutely cisgendered. Minding her own business, going to the bathroom, and she hears a commotion outside, and some gentleman getting loud and MAGA-y over trans people using the bathroom. And of course she doesn't even think anything of it, like, I'm not fucking trans. I'm just super motherfucking tall, like 6'4". And I don't know if maybe in the Midwest we just used to tall people, and people from other parts of the country are not used to tall people. But anyway, this woman heard this loud commotion. The wife was like, no, you can't go in there, blah, blah, blah. So she finishes taking her shit. She comes out, doesn't see anybody. It's like 10 minutes before the end of her shift, so she doesn't leave early. And she tells her supervisor, the person that's in control of the shift, that's your boss, right? Or one of them. It may be low level, but it's your boss.
Right.
A week later, they fire her because she didn't tell a salaried boss. I don't know, but like from working in a motherfucking restaurant,
It's the chain of command thing.
right? Like that's not how you do that. Like if I was on a shift where somebody got shitty with me or another server, we would just tell whoever the fuck was running the shift. We wouldn't call our GM,
Right.
who
What are
has
they gonna
3
do?
managers underneath them for a reason.
That's right. That's what I was saying. It's just like if you were the boss, you've got somebody over you. Why would I go to this guy when you're my boss?
Right. So she got
It's
fired.
his. Like, if I have an issue, your brother's in the bathroom. Like, if I have an issue, it is his responsibility because he's my boss. Then the information that he receives, it is his responsibility
To tell my boss.
to transport that information
All the
where it
way
needs to
on
go.
up.
It's not my responsibility. Like, I did my due diligence, so therefore that was a very unlawful termination, and she should.
She's gonna. Her. It's okay. Her mom is totally like a TikTok-y person, and she's never done a video before, but she likes the blah blah blah, and she's going on about that. She put out a big long video that is totally went viral while all this has happened. I bet she gets a huge lawsuit out of this, as she should. And I guarantee she won't have any problem finding a lawyer pro bono for her.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that sees things like this, and that's the kind of stuff they live. We're good. We good.
Oh yeah, I was making these
What
ones.
is that?
This
Those
is-
are new, right?
Yeah, this is a BOMA. This is a ceramic coil. It's not a metal coil. It does not give you the badass choke on a dick cough that you want. So you
It's
gotta
a
suck on it a little
A
bit
BOMO
harder.
what?
It's called a BOMA, DVP, disposable vape pen.
A
So
BOMA. It
yes,
sounds like a plug for a stoma.
right.
I got a pretty BOMA for my stoma.
And it
Man, when my
Heats it up
husband
with
sees
that
this
coil.
part, when he sees this podcast, he laughs at really dumb shit. So I'm pretty sure I can already hear him giggling. So let's just try out this stoma whole plug.
thing. Yeah, so you
Then-
have to do a blinker to get a normal hit. That's why I always be looking at it while I do it. I can't usually do a blinker on a regular one. This one, you just don't get the dense hit that you, right? Oh, you did. You got a good hit. Maybe my lung capacity is diminished.
I don't know. So anyway, happy spring break, everyone. My kid is on spring break. Yesterday was the first day, and my mother was here by noon to pick her ass up.
Oh, I was about to say, where was she at?
With my mother
Yay.
at her house. I was so excited because
She's not going to like vacation Bible school or anything. is she?
she'll go to church Wednesday with mom.
Oh, just like normal
Yeah.
church. Okay,
yeah,
good.
she'll go with her tomorrow, and then I'll pick her up.
Nothing
Thursday.
against that, guys.
No.
But kids need to be kids. They got their whole life to go.
Yeah.
Regular church, that's normal. That's okay. But a whole week of vacation Bible school, mm-mm.
Unless that's your thing, then that's okay.
I mean, I guess, but I'm just telling you.
my kid would get so bored.
Right, the kids need to
So
have
bored.
crazy fun spring breaks. You need to be
Yes,
taking
and
your
the
kids
reason
to,
why
like, Mammoth Caves or Disney.
a good reason why that I'm happy that my mom took her on her spring break is because 1 week from today, cheer camp starts over, which means I go back to being an assistant coach. She goes back. Well, it starts out being 1 week or 1 day a week on Tuesdays, every Tuesday, from I think April 1st until I'll say June 4th,
June
something
3rd
like
or
that.
4th is what I remember.
And then after that, the assistant, all the coaches make their own schedule. And if I'm teamed, well, even if I'm not, whoever I'm coaching, we will be practicing at least 2, if not 3 days a week. Because these girls, you know, they're young and they need the repetition. Plus, we also need the reboot from all this. Hell, I still need the reboot. So this gives me time to prepare for next week. Gives me time to go through all the stuff and all the cheers
Have you
from
been
last
watching
season.
Cheer Coaches? Like one of those TV shows? to get
No,
ready?
but I've been watching like different cheer performances to see if there's anything out there that's
I think they're
different
ready
for our
for Bring It On.
halftime show.
Bring It On? Are they ready for that stuff yet? Throwing
Man,
people on the air and shit? Because
not
there's no
these
boy,
girls.
there's no
I'm
boy
hoping,
cheerleaders yet, is there?
no, not yet. But I'm hoping that this camp is going to be something that helps with that. And I do know my assistant coach that I coached with, Chelsea, since the end of last season and the beginning of this one, she's been doing like tumbling and classes over at the
That place.
gymnastics center over
That
on
whole-
Nebraska.
Oh,
by
was?
the skating rink.
Not the ancient Kroger from back in the day?
Now see, if it was, I wouldn't remember.
Okay.
If it was, I wouldn't remember. So there's that cheer camp. And this week on the Nosy Neighbor page, as you know, we talked about last week, we had Cheesegate. Or the last time we talked, we had people talking about how they didn't like cheese, and everybody got on their tits about cheese. And then I also mentioned that there was a young man that was talking shit that I knew his sister. His sister was in my wedding. Da 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 da. He has returned, okay? And
it's always fun when people that have a
Sun-
storied past get shitty with other folks that remember the
Sunday
past.
morning. And see, here's the thing. My whole family, my grandmother's side of the family, have been in that town for like 100 fucking years. So I know a lot about that area. They put me in there as an expert, God love them, because from
I'm
the
an
people,
expert on
Well, but the thing is from the people that are there, these are fairly new people that are in the towns
not
that not necessarily from here.
They're not true townies.
Right. So
They're colonists.
a lot of times people post shit and I'm like, I know this fool and this fool did this back in the day. Clearly he's still a dumbass. So I'll post something like, remember back in 1842 when you tripped over a snake and then picked it up and started sucking it like a dick, or something along those lines. And they'll be like, well, why do you bring that up now? Because you were dumb then and you posted this dumb shit today, and I'm just showing the credibility has not fucking went anywhere. People like that, apparently. So anyway, the kid that I was talking about last week, and I'm going to go ahead and say his name, David Newman.
Why is that name familiar? I might know who he is.
I don't know, man. His beautiful sister, Zoe.
Because so many people I know are from that same town.
His beautiful sister, Zoe, was at my wedding. And he... You can post anonymously on this page. However, if you're an admin on that page, it's not anonymous to them. They
Right.
can see who you are.
Right. No, I love that when I was an admin on this
So
one page.
what I think happened is Dave had one too many on Saturday night and got brave Sunday morning and posted a very, very inappropriate racist post. I'm talking...
What? I think that's weird. I wonder what's going on right now that brings all the racists and other kinds of racists out of the woodwork.
And it was so... Anyway, he had a picture on there, and we would just assume what that was, and at the top was like, wanted antique farm equipment.
Ooh, I don't even want to think about what that post was about. That's fucking gross.
And there was a person of color on that picture. And everybody lost their ever-loving shit. Rightfully so, you know, like, what the fuck, who the fuck? And obviously this guy doesn't realize everybody can see who he is.
Oh, that's so great. I'm so glad everybody saw who he was.
Well, see, at this point I wasn't an admin or anything. I couldn't see who it was. So I immediately messaged my friend Logan, who is one of the admins. I'm like, who the fuck? And he's like, oh, we know who it is because we can see. I didn't know that. Because at first I thought, well, maybe there's a admin that's gone rogue, because I assumed if you post anonymously, somebody's got to approve it. I assumed that, but that's not the case. You can just post.
So this is not the page from where we're from?
No, it's from my hometown, the
Well,
Ville.
Okay, me too. Okay,
Yeah.
I was wondering because when you said Logan, I thought for a second it was the newer one that we just joined not too long ago.
Oh, no.
Okay.
That's for my hometown.
Okay.
So I messaged him and I said, oh, so you know who it is? And I was like, who is it? And he's like, well, if I tell you, please don't say anything. And I'm like, I won't.
love it when people say that. I won't say anything.
Well, and I wouldn't have.
But for some things
And then
you
he
should.
sent me the name, and he said Dave Newman, and I said, that motherfucker. I've known him since he was a little boy, and I was friends with his mom for years. We lost touch, but like I said, if I'm not mistaken, they were twins. Zoe and David were twins, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember, but I've seen David Newman online before.
But Zoe passed away from brain cancer.
Hmm.
At age 21, like she was very young. And so when he told me who that was, I was like, oh, let me call him out. Please let me call him out. Because I know him. And he's like, no, I can't do that. And I was like, okay, well, I guess Logan must have talked to some people, because next thing I knew, I was part of the admins. And he goes, go for it.
That's hot.
Let him have it. Because I was laying little Easter eggs in his post, like, your sister would be so disappointed in you.
Oh, I love saying stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. Well, and one of Dave's friends, and rightfully so, but he, like, kind of apologized after he realized, like, I wasn't just another troll. Like, I knew this person. But he got mad because I mentioned the deceased sister. And I would have, too. And he was like, he told me to go wash my ass and mind my business. Like, bitch, my ass is clean, and I've known these children since they were children, and his sister was in my fucking wedding. Like, don't tell me. So they made me a expert for the town, and I made a formal introduction, and I said, basically think of myself as the credit lady. If you come in here bitching about something stupid, and you've done something stupid in the past, I'm going to bring it up to show that your credibility has gone nowhere, so you're not going to get the attention you so desperately need from this page. Thank you, and have a great day.
That's one of the main reasons I am not in my local page, because my neighborhood page is literally, okay, now the person that runs it is cool. It's my actual neighbor. I love this person. We have a great, like, rapport as neighbors. And I've known her for 30 years. But anyway, that page, people will put stuff up all the time like, hey, I just noticed a young black gentleman walking down the street I've never seen before. Well, you know, we're only a quarter of a mile from North Dixie, and we're in the middle of a Platte.
And people come in many colors.
And we live in a Platte that's diverse. People of all walks of life. And when I mean that, I mean like...
You have a guy, if you go, like, if I'm standing in front of your house, right, and I'm facing it, and I go this way to that stop sign, I've never, like, gone to the left. I always turn right if I go that way. But down that way, there's a family that live, like, off to the right, and I don't know where they're from, but he had like the Egyptian or
they just moved in. It's a yes, they absolutely did, and they
I don't know what they were doing over the summer when I drove past there, but they were out there like doing something, like
having fun. Their whole
they
family
were having fun on a Tuesday, baby.
They have the house that's probably the nice house in their family, and everybody comes there for dinner. And they're also one of those families where the parents are our age, but they've been having kids probably since they were 18. So they've got 7 or 8 kids, and the 3 oldest have 3 or 4 kids apiece.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I've got like...
He might be in the shower right now.
Muslims in our neighborhood, Filipinos, Malaysians, doctors. And I'm talking like doctors from every walk of life. We got hillbillies galore. Like,
you need
it's
to
a
find out
melting
which
pot.
one of the doctors does the Botox and the fat removal.
Ooh, I could tell you which one. He's the one that jogs, and he's like our age, but you could tell he's taking good care of himself. So
So I wouldn't be able to flirt.
He definitely could flirt.
Well, I could, but it wouldn't work.
He's wearing 80s shorts. He wants to be looked at and flirted with. Because you don't jog in 80s shorts in the middle of your suburban neighborhood. Maybe if you live in a neighborhood, but in a regular neighborhood.
I think that might be what kind of flavor he's trying to lay up.
I wish, but if he does, he has like a whole house full of people he lives with.
One thing that I want to talk about while my immature kid is in the shower and can't hear. We were talking about before we started recording, we were talking about weird icks. And my icks make people be like, and Nick was like, and then he was like, so here it is. You know how people sometimes they'll be like, this is sexy, right? You do that to me and I'm gonna mule kick you in the testicles. That's fucking gross.
Yeah, I don't like being spit on. I was at a party once where 2 of my besties were dating at the time, which was weird.
I have a thing about saliva.
Yeah, well, they were really wasted and were spitting in each other's mouth. And they were like, we are so punk, ha ha ha. Like, there were people... I was about to vomit. Like, it was grossing me out.
Well, so
Yeah, I
and
can't
then
handle that.
I had said something. There was like a post about like your weird sex ick, and mine was like saliva. I don't like, just, unless they're like performing
The orals,
the oral,
and you need the saliva.
and you need that. But now don't be spitting on it. That's disrespectful. You
I just
can-
envisioned someone being like,
And that's where my head goes. If I hear you do that, it could be the cleanest hot tootie ever. But in my mind, you just brought them down from the ganglions of hell and spat it on my fucking bean. Fuck you, no. And then somebody commented, you must not like tongue kisses either. Fuck no. I can't get the fact, if I feel a tongue in my mouth, to me, it's like, I feel like I have a goddamn slug in my mouth.
it's like an alien's trying
And
to
I'm like-
molest you.
Like, yes, I can't handle it. And then, this is going to sound terrible, people, but you know what? Haha, fuck you. And then, do it again. Fall off a tree and the other side.
Yeah, moron.
What was I going to say? I don't fucking know.
I don't remember what you was gonna say either, because we are unscripted.
Unscripted. This is live. But yeah,
Oh, and we do have a studio audience now. How many people are back there?
well, we lost one this morning, so
Aw,
six.
so
Seven.
6.
We lost Carl this morning, my pleco.
Carl. Every time I hear the name Carl, I think of the Meatwad and Master Shake and
Somebody said if you
Fry
roll your
Lock.
eyes back and scratch your head, you'll remember what you was talking about. I know I was talking about sex, ick. But like, oh, yeah, the Hakatui thing. But yeah, that's okay. Just don't tui the Hakatui. And then, like, I don't know. I don't like wet kisses.
I don't like these.
I don't either. But I just ate one.
Oh God, I'm gonna eat one just because.
Just because I ate one, he has to eat one.
Ugh.
And then whichever one of my kids come back out first gets the rest.
Ugh.
I don't do peeps.
Okay, I
He's
don't.
like, I brought you a gift. I'm like, not me, you didn't. I don't
It's
do,
purple.
don't do peeps.
It has no smell.
One-eyed, one-horn, flying purple peeper eater. We just had this conversation about how your family called vaginas peeps and my family called them peepers.
Foul.
Hey, Cameron,
Whatever's on the outside, the magic dust.
you want some peeps? Some purple peeps?
What?
Purple peeps?
Sure.
I don't like
I
peeps.
so want some peeps. Dang.
For your mussy.
So, we had talked a few weeks back about finding a perfume that I like when I can't go into a perfume store to smell perfumes because I get overwhelmed. So basically, I have to order something and pray to God it fucking smells good. Well, finally, I have located. Can you smell it?
Yes, it smells delicious.
It's very exotic. So
Oh.
exotic, I probably can't pronounce the name of it.
Oh yeah, whatever she's getting ready to say, always buy Middle Eastern colognes or
yes.
something better.
I can't
Oh, I bet you I can say it.
read what that says, but it's in Arabic. But it smells so good, and I don't see. Listen, the way people describe perfumes just don't.
Oh, this is my favorite brand, Lattafa. All
No, that's the one you were telling me.
Yeah, this brand is what I wear all the time. I have 3 that I wear regularly from Lattafa. It looks like it says like Frahahar, and then it says something in Arabic like
I mean, that sounds like I said I mean, but
But I will tell you right now, Lattafa is where it's at, y'all.
they do smell really good.
We all know that
They said that this is fruity, but for me, it's more like I get the fruity,
It's
but it's
90s.
very low key.
Very 90s. So
Oh, it
this is
smells so good.
3.4 ounces, $100 here in the U.S.
I think I paid 21 for that.
I usually
Let me
pay
see.
20 to 35 depending on which one I get. I like the one that's called Calle El Ferson, which I think means something like the workhorse.
My chair just levitated.
It smells like Stetson. It's really good. And then I have another one that I always call Blowy, but I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like BJLLOD or something like that, or OW. And then another one called
Yeah,
Wajid.
this is fruity. There's one called Fruity,
I like that a lot.
and then another one called Fucker.
Yes. Fuck. Oh, it is fucker.
Fakar, F-A-K-H-A-R, Fucker.
I fuck hard.
We're gonna have to order that next time.
Mhm.
What is that? What is that you're wearing? Fuck hard. Could you imagine? Could you imagine saying that's the fuck hard?
Because everybody loves the one that I do, the workhorse one. They absolutely, and I can see why, because to me, it smells like a grandpa. Like if you have a 1980s grandpa, he smelled like this one called the workhorse. It's like a Stetson, and then that other one. What was the other grandpa one?
Old Spice?
Yeah. So if like Stetson and Old Spice had a kid together, that's this workhorse one.
Okay.
It smells great. Well, the one I have on now, though, is American. It is Bourbon Fireside by Dr. Squatch.
Oh, yeah.
And it smells
Yes.
like marshmallows.
It does smell
and
like a
Stetson.
fire. Yeah. It
Yeah.
smells like he's been like chilling out by a fire in the evenings of the fall times
In a pile of marshmallows.
and a pile of marshmallows while raking leaves.
Mhm.
Yep.
That's a
So,
perfect way to smell, too.
this week on the interwebs, Rosie O'Donnell moved to Ireland. Did you see that?
I did! So many celebrities moved out of the U.S. for some reason. It's weird.
I don't know what's happening, but I mean, I really hope her well for future endeavors, and if she has an extra roof, it's there.
Now, she's the kind of Irish that is recent, right? Like, my Irish people came 100 years ago. Like, her dad is Irish or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I think very much
Okay,
Irish.
okay.
Okay, now we're gonna move on from Rosie O'Donnell to handicapped people having sex. Now,
That is a great transition in case any of you take our transitioning class. That is one of the techniques we teach.
there'll be a test on it Friday. So anyway, people with different handicaps are just like everyone else, and they have the same wants, needs, and desires.
Yes.
But one can only wonder and be curious. If you're not in that position, you would wonder, well, how does one with such a condition of this, that, or the other fill their romantical needs? And I had watched a documentary, oh my God, years ago, about this young guy who had a we'll call her a concubine, that would come by weekly and just pleasure him sexually because he was, handicapped.
I'm going to be honest. I don't
And
see
everybody
anything wrong
needs,
with that.
no, everybody needs that.
Even mentally handicapped, because physical disability is way different because they're all
Some
there in the
mentally
mind. Yeah,
handicapped. So, just some.
right. I'm not talking like, yeah, but people, everybody deserves love, especially if you've
Right.
seen that one movie when we were kids. What was it called? Benny and June.
Benny and June.
No, was that it?
That was the one with Johnny Depp and Mary
Oh.
Stuart Masterson.
Okay, the other one, the one with Juliette Lewis and
Oh, the other
Giovanni Ribisi.
sister! Oh my God!
you talk about a movie I've watched twice, cried through the
Twice. I've watched it a
No.
million. I could recite the
It
entire
makes
movie.
me cry too much. I cry the whole
Oh.
time. I can't do it.
It's just about a mom who loves her daughter into where she just feels like her daughter can't do anything without her, and the daughter's trying to break free of the mom, and finally she does, and it's just
And
she
gets a
falls in
perfect
love.
boyfriend, and he's
Yes.
perfect for her.
And then and the thing is you can't. There's so many scenes in there that are just hysterical. Like he is at her family, well, her sister's engagement party, I think. and her sister gets up, or her sister's fiance gets up, and talking about how much he loves her. Well, Daniel had a little bit too much to drink, and he started getting up there talking about how him and Carla were so much in love that last Thanksgiving they had the relations, and it embarrassed Carla, and she ran outside. Daniel, why did you tell our sex secret?
Oh, I can't. It almost makes me want to cry thinking about
Oh
it.
my
The
God.
way she talks in that movie, I think, is what does it for me.
Yes, and then, well, in my...
And they didn't even have sex. All they did was sleep together. Literally sleep together.
This, well,
Did they have sex?
they
I don't
did.
remember.
They
Oh,
did,
okay.
because remember the goldfish, and it was 76 trombones led the big. That's the song they did the Bone Nasty to. And then he loved marching bands, and the leader of the band was named Walkin' Wally, and he would just, you know, and every time me and my husband see a marching band, we're like, look, Walkin' Wally is walking for us. God, that's one of my favorite movies ever.
It is a good movie.
My favorite part is when he gets drunk and he goes and talks to his landlord Ernie, and he's walking up and down he's walking to Ernie's house, and he's got wine or something in his hand, and he passes a couple, and he's singing, if you're happy, clap your hands. And then he passes this couple, he goes, I know what you're gonna do tonight. And then he goes in there, he's like, I'm very angry, Ernie. Like, we quote that movie so many times, it's unreal. That's so funny.
So everybody deserves love.
Everybody.
Regardless of disability, mental or physical, everyone deserves love.
So the video that I came across this morning, this gentleman is paralyzed, he said, from like under the nippies down.
So he probably doesn't even feel sex. He probably gets hard, but doesn't feel it.
That's what I'm thinking. He didn't come out and say that, because I think that's more. But I mean, they share and I think it's very commendable that they're confident enough to share that, because there could be someone in his position that's paralyzed that they need to figure it out, or you know, they're in a relationship and they want to figure out how to be intimate with their partner, or someone like me who's just curious, like, okay, how's this work? I've dated a guy that was paralyzed before. I know how it works, but I don't, right? There was never any, you know what I'm saying? We never had relations. So I never got to experience it. But this guy was like, this chair here, it's like a rocking chair, but it doesn't have any arms or anything like that, and he sits there and it like rocks for him, and you know, she does her thing, whatever. And I thought it was like really interesting.
Because honestly, depending on where he was paralyzed from, your stomach muscles are part of your orgasm. There could be some non-genital orgasm that he is feeling, though. Like from the contraction of the stomach muscles, or even sometimes they can maybe feel anal sex because the prostate is up inside the body. I don't know.
I don't know either.
But
That's very interesting.
I'm pretty sure I've heard that they still get super hard. They just can't feel what's going on down there.
Now, from, like I said, there was never any sort of relations, but from my experience, because there was some things that happened, but from my experience, it did get hard, but not to the capacity of someone that
Was fully aroused.
was fully aroused. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, you know, it had some wiggle, but not a lot. You know what I mean? So, moving on. Do you remember when people were on the DARE program and like told you not to do drugs?
How really it just taught us the drugs that we might be interested in later in life?
Well, now we just publicize the hell out of it, and we just advertise the hell out of it. I don't know how many TikToks I see a day of people showing fucking cocaine jewelry.
Okay, cocaine is such a disgusting drug, y'all. It is like fun the first 2 or 3 times you do it, but most people end up sucking dick for it.
I never did.
Me neither. Never did.
I
But-
sucked dick because of it,
Yeah, maybe. or
not to get it though.
or maybe did a line off of one. But still,
People sure thought I did the way that
Cocaine
our
is
man
not
was
cool.
heavy-handed with me. But
just smoke weed and then stop drinking by the time you're 30.
see, I couldn't do like the people that I was around. They were doing cocaine and smoking pot. I could never do both together. Like one
no,
counteracts the other, in my opinion.
Absolutely, because cocaine's a psychedelic.
Like, yeah, cocaine's like here, and weed is a downer, and you're just like,
Yeah.
you might as well just stay where you is.
Yeah,
For
because-
me, it was like that anyway. If
Right,
I
because if you snow capped a bowl, you're really just smoking crack.
basically yes,
Because you did not get the buzz from the weed.
and if you put crack on a bowl, you're basically wasting your weed. My opinion.
Yeah, absolutely, because you and like we were talking about the costs, $180 for an 8-ball. You could have had your electric paid and your water paid for back in the 90s for that price. Maybe even your
Oh
trash
yeah,
too.
I played. I can't remember what I paid.
180 could have been a weekend in Columbus for you. It could have been 2 ounces of weed.
You could have met the man of your dreams. Instead, you're riding in your own house with all them
Right.
fucking cats. You know, I'm talking to you.
Right, you could have been on High Street getting pounded by Ohio State football players. Like, could have been doing so much more. God, what the
Man.
fuck?
You know, my first round with coke. Like, I wish I could remember where I was.
I
And that
remember it.
sounds horrible. Like, I remember everything, but I don't remember where we went. That's what was so. I wish I remembered. Because we started out in Centerville at the bar, the poorhouse. And this was like early 2000s. And we just started talking about it, and I was like, you know, I've always wanted to try it just because the weight loss purposes. I got skinny, that's for sure.
That's what someone tried to do. That's what every coke dealer tells a fat person. You don't have to become a drug addict. You can just do little bits
Just
of
a
it
little
all
bit.
day long to curb your appetite.
That's what I did, and then it curbed big time. But my boyfriend's friend was like, oh, well, I know where we can go right now. Do you want to go over there? And I was like, fuck yeah, let's go. So all 3 of us went, and we showed up. Now, I'm going to tell you what my mind's eye remembers, because I don't remember enough, and I really wish I did. So we go to this. I think we were in the city of, I don't know, some city somewhere. And it was like a giant sorority house.
Oh,
Okay?
that was probably Columbus.
No, it was close
Oh,
by.
oh,
It was
okay.
close by. And it was like a sorority house, and there was like, on the outside of this house were steps that went up to like the apartment where these 2 guys lived. That was his friends. Now below this was like, not necessarily like the Red Hat Society, but some sort of society for women was downstairs from this place. But it was an old building, and it was just beautiful because it was so damn old. So we did coke, and I went out on the damn, because he had a balcony out there, and I just stood on the balcony, and I felt like Jenny in Forrest Gump when she's standing on the thing. Don't you love her madly? Wanna meet her daddy?
It does. It makes you feel like you're in a music
Oh
video.
my god. It does. Yes. And then I felt like I was on like fucking Ghost Adventures or some shit, because the bones of this house was like so Victorian and just gorgeous.
That sounds like the women's club a little bit downtown.
It could be.
I don't know if they had apartments upstairs though.
But like,
But I know what
you
kind of building you're
went
talking about.
downstairs. Like, these guys were the caretaker of the building. Like, they took us downstairs.
Oh, that may have been the women's club, because there was a gay guy that ran that place all the way up and like.
Yeah,
for
I don't know if he was
years
gay or
and
not.
years.
I don't even remember
I
him.
think he was.
But
I
there
only
was 2
remember
guys
because
that
I
lived up
applied
there.
there a couple times and he didn't care for me.
And they were the caretakers.
Oh,
and
that
they took
was
us
that
through,
building.
and I remember going, it reminded me of a funeral home in there. Like, there was like a slanted we went down and around a corner, and I'm like, now if I go around the corner, I'm gonna be like a casket here. This
I've
felt
only been
but it was like a
downstairs.
kitchen. There was like a
In
kitchen.
a big ballroom that was probably about
Now, see, I don't remember.
1,500 square feet.
I think it got to the point where he just kind of showed us a little bit and didn't want to go too far, because that's all I remember is that part. And then I remember going back upstairs and looking out a window saying, some lady jumped out of this window. This window was motherfucking this big. And I'm standing here looking out this little window. I feel like someone's jumped out of here.
Oh, like that scene in that thing from when we were kids about PCP with Helen Hunt, where she gets high on PCP, runs down the hallway in high school and jumps out the window and then
Oh my
dies.
god, I forgot about that.
She's like,
Or the deflated chick on pot.
those
She
are the
just
best
sits
commercials.
there.
That's a good indica. You know,
Yeah, she was in that couch. Big time. And then if you fry eggs, you know, this is your brain, this is
your-
drugs, this is your brain on drugs.
And then there was that second commercial years later where they're like, this is your brain on drugs. This is your brain on heroin. This is your brain on blah, blah, blah. And they start beating shit up with the pan. And yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy. But they're
Drugs
kind of
are bad.
right. Once you get into intravenous drugs, that you look like you've been beat with a fucking pan.
It's amazing all the things that are different now, like ketamine.
Yeah, everybody's
Ketamine
in.
clinics. You can literally go to a clinic in Kettering, Ohio, and take ketamine in Kettering, Ohio, under the watchful eye of a nurse.
Now, doesn't that like trip you out?
It's a tranquilizer. So if you've ever had any kind of like human tranquilizers, it doesn't trip you. It's basically like being drunk and having taken like a pill or something on
Ew,
top of
yeah, I
it.
don't think I'd like that.
No, like, have you ever seen that one guy that's on TV all the time now? How he's always looking around like this? That's ketamine.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm totally okay with the voices that are in
But
there. I mean, they can stay.
On the positive, without making fun of it, it's like psilocybin. People have 6 to 8 weeks subsidence of their anxiety and mental issues. So it is like a vacation for your brain.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, it affects the alcohol receptors of your brain. So it's basically like getting bender drunk without the toxins that are in the alcohol, basically.
See, I drank all the time.
So
When
you-
I
you
was
would- so don't ever try ketamine.
I was so bad drinking when I met my husband in 2007. Like, I was awful. And now
I
if
drank,
I
but
even
never
think
too
about
much.
it,
I binge drank, but I didn't need a drink during the week. I didn't even need a drink more than once a month. But if I did go out to the bar, you better believe we were drinking 10 to 14 redheaded sluts.
I had my 12-pack of beer and a little thing of tequila. And I'm talking almost every single damn night. And don't even come up to me and ask me if you can have some. Because the answer would be no. Because you did not contribute to any of it.
Right, and you needed a certain amount.
And if
for-
you come up and you see me smoking weed and you say, hey, can I hit that? The answer is going to be no. You did not contribute to this. I was a fucking asshole, man. Like, I'm still an asshole to some extent. But I have softened so much. My son, Kyle, is the epitome of asshole Kathy. Like, he has a heart. And, you know, he's
is he an Aries?
he was born November 25th.
Sagittarius, that's right.
Yes, he's very much a he don't give a fuck.
If you've ever met a straight Sagittarius boy,
Yeah, that would be my son Kyle. Yeah, I mean, and Nick will tell you, and Regina, if Regina was here, like, I love my friends, every one of my friends, and if you're just getting to know me, you're gonna think I'm mean. And I'm not. Just like the video that I posted of the gender reveal. I was telling Mackenzie, I was like, I worked so hard on this. If you fuck this balloon thing up, I swear to God. But that's just that's just how I talk. I mean, I'm not literally gonna fucking kill her.
But if there
I
was-
love her, and I don't look good in orange.
Right,
But people all the time
think.
think I'm mean just because the way I talk. It's just the way I talk. I'm not mean. I just, it's just the way it is. God damn it. So, I was talking about somebody's, and then I sounded mean. Bless you. You're welcome. I forget.
You're like, I don't know who I'm just going to talk about now. Well, I'll talk about.
I do that every time, and then when I watch the damn pod back, I get so mad because it was like, damn it!
I remember now.
I remember now because I just heard me talking about it.
People, when you're going to the dispensary,
Oh, I know what I'm
get
saying.
in the right frame of mind. You are at the Willy Wonka Chocolate Factory. Do not be mean to your bud tenders. And look at the fucking menu when you've been waiting for 45 minutes. Because if you walk up to your bud tender and
Right.
you say, God, that wait was horrible. And then your bud tender's like, well, what brings you in today? What can I get you? I don't know.
Bitch, you've been here for 45 minutes. You
Don't
should
ever
fucking
say,
know.
I don't know to your bud tender. Say, well, I'm into flower. If you don't know what kind you like, that's okay. But at least say, I'm into flower, or I'm into vapes, or I'm looking for a tincture, a vape, and some gummies. You know, just let us know, because it makes it so much easier.
Right, they're not mind readers.
Now, you're lucky if you get me, because I've got a whole checklist that I go over in my head. Like, I always start with, do you like indica sativa or hybrid? Do you like flower? Do you like gummies? Do you like vapes? Do you like lusters? Do you like 510s? I know how to do that, but not every bud tender does, and you're going to make them mad. So, if you're waiting in line for 45 minutes, I know 100% for a fact that the menu is on the phone for whatever dispensary you're at, even if it's not
And
mine.
do you still have the TV up with all the stuff on it?
Oh, yeah. There's TVs in the lobby with the menu on it. There's kiosks in the lobby with the menu on it.
There is no excuse, Philip.
Right, and it's that way at almost every dispensary. Unless you're at like one of the super small town ones, then it's just going to be like getting your hair cut. You walk in, you talk to one person, they go behind a wall and bring you your weed out.
Mm-hmm.
It's real easy.
Yep.
Okay.
So I remember where I was going with that. I was talking about how, like, you know, I drank, did it, and Nick will vouch for it, and so will Regina. It's just the type of person I am. Like, if you're at my house and it's time to go, I'll be like, well, it's time for you guys to go. I'm done. Like, people will sit there and be like uncomfortable. And like, just say you hadn't slept in 3 days, and I'm sitting over there just shooting the shit with you, and you're like, God damn, I wish she'd go home.
Well, it's okay to tell people
It's okay.
that.
It's okay to tell people to go home.
And before you even make
You're not
plans,
mean.
you can tell people ahead of time, I've got stuff going on later, so I can only hang out for an hour.
So
There's
here's what I
nothing
love.
wrong with saying that at all, because you shouldn't have to hang out for 6 hours at a time.
Right.
That's a big commitment.
Right. And we're old.
right. When
Our
you're in your 40s,
patience
you're
is-
trying to get 12 things done in one motherfucking day.
And this is a true story. Like, whenever, like, if we do the pod at Nick's house, as soon as it's done, I help him clean up, we gone. Nick's done, Nick comes here, we start cleaning, he gone. Now, the one day, Regina still be talking.
And I know, and I can see it, because Kat's cleaning up other things, too.
And then I
like
start
getting-
grabbing Regina's shit, and I hand it to her. I said, well, okay, here you go. You just,
See you later, bye.
you too.
This is our nap time right after the pod.
Right after, every week, bitch. But you know what? I need to get some more of these methylfolate drops. Can you check the time on that? They're called methylfolate drops, and I guess what you should do
53
is...
minutes.
Oh,
Yeah.
we good. We
Yeah.
can be done after that. Okay.
So I saw it online, and you know, I
I
thought
don't
it
know
was
what they
another.
are.
Well, I thought it was another little scheme or whatever. You know how people do, like, oh, this changed my life. Now, I'm not gonna say it changed my life, but it kind of did.
the folate.
Yes, because
It's folic acid.
evidently the methylfolate is something that people who have had bariatric surgery should take because it helps you to absorb your vitamins better.
I kind of knew that. They put it in bread sometimes.
So what I noticed, and if it didn't work, I would tell you. When I took the methylfolate drops under the tongue, On those days, I never took a nap. Never took a nap on those days. But now that I've ran out of it, oh my God, I could sleep all day again.
Do you think it has a steroidal component to it that makes it work better? Because that might make you not sleep. A steroid would. We'll have to look into that.
Well, I'm definitely going to look into
They
it.
tell pregnant people to not take folic acid or to take folic acid.
I think, it's been a long time since I've been pregnant, but I think the folic acid is part of the prenatal.
Okay, so you need
Yeah, I
it.
think it is a folic.
Everyone really should take prenatal vitamins. They're just better vitamins.
Yeah, that's what my my one doctor said, to try to take prenatal vitamins. I'm okay.
I take a multivitamin almost every day unless
Yep.
I drink a Flash IV. If I drink a Flash IV, I don't have a multivitamin because it has a whole multivitamin in it plus a whole day's worth of electrolytes.
Wow. Electrolytes, we love
I
those.
love that word, electrolyte.
Electrolytes.
Oh, I wish I could fart right now, but I feel like a turtle head would come out.
I heard your belly go, do you think we can do it? And your butt goes, no boss, we're not.
You know, that's
So
exactly.
for that reason, we will let you go, and we'll see you next week. And it's the
Punk Unicorns Podcast
with Nikki B.
and Mama Kay.